To support events, each built-in component has a number of event handlers available with a delegate typed value. It's also possible to create your own events, but we'll get to that. Here's how it works. We're back in the profile picture component. When I type add on inside the IMG, a long list of events are shown. For now, let's handle onClick. Note that onClick without the add sign also seems to work. But there's an important difference. This expects the handler to be present in JavaScript. So don't forget to use add. When you look closely, you can see that the value this event expects is of type event callback of mouse event args. Event callback is a delegate. Well, actually, technically it isn't if you're looking under the covers, but you can treat it like a delegate. That means the value of the attribute is a reference to a method, in this case to profile click, which doesn't exist yet. In the code behind file, I'm adding the method. It returns void and accepts the mouse event args object. This object comes in handy if you need the details of the click itself. It contains all kinds of properties for that, like the button pressed and the coordinates of the mouse pointer. If you don't need this object, it is okay to omit the declaration of it from the parameter list. In the method, I'm changing the value of the CSS class field. If the value is circle, it becomes an empty string. And if the value is an empty string, it becomes circle. When there is asynchronous work you want to do in the method, you can also make it async, returning a task. Lambdas are also supported as event handlers, like this. This is especially handy if the implementation is a simple one-liner, such as in this case. There is, however, a slight problem now. It's because of the double quotes we're using. Because of these, Blazor doesn't know the difference between the double quotes of the onClick and the ones in the handler itself. To solve that, we can add another add sign and surround the lambda with parentheses. I could delete the method in the code behind file now, but I leave it in case you want to play around with it. The signature of the method handler is rather strict. onClick will only accept a method that either accepts no parameters or the mouse event args object. If more flexibility is needed in terms of the parameters passed in, a combination of a lambda and a full-blown method can be used. For example, here buttons are rendered using a for loop, and the index of the button clicked is passed along to the event handler method. Also notice that E here is the event args object that is also passed in to the method. You'll see another example of this approach in the next module when we're adding a more complicated component to the project.